episode 3 of Star Trek: The Next Generation is called A Code of Honor. It is actually known as one of the worst episodes of The Next Generation, but they go to a planet that has this incredible vaccine. Dr. Crusher's all worried because there's like a terrible, terrible plague on some planet that we don't care about. So they're like, we got to get this vaccine from this planet. It's all they make. They are a bunch of like African stereotypes on this planet. So it's like a little bit racist. So you're kind of cringing the whole time. And then when they get there, they invite the leader of the planet on board, and Dr. Crusher, I don't know, no, it's Tasha Yar. She is like, hey, what's up? I'm the chief of security. Or like Picard is like, this is my chief of security. And he's like, you have a woman chief of security? That's wild. We don't let women do anything. And then for some reason, Tasha Yard like flips one of them in like this judo flip just to show off how awesome she is. And he's like, and Picard's like, sorry about that. He's like, no biggie, that was awesome. I really like Tasha Yar. She's great. And can she show me around the ship? And Tasha Yar's like, sure, I don't care. I just want to help you guys out. So he shows her, or she shows him, like a judo program they have on the holodeck where you can like make a man out of nowhere. It's a holodeck, right? So he's like, wow, it's magic. And they're like, they can fight flip the holograph program, and they try it out and they can't beat him because Tasha Yar is like way better at judo than anybody. And then as they're leaving, they're like, oh, and by the way, I'm going to kidnap Tasha Yar. And they go back down to the planet, and they said, like, he's like, I'm going to keep Tasha Yar, okay? You can have the vaccine if I can have Tasha Yar. Seems a fair trade. And Picard's like, no, actually, that's not the way it works, because we actually care about Tasha Yar, and we don't care about that planet where everybody's dying. And then he's like, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We are going to have a fight to the death between my other wife and my new wife, Tasha Yar. And the old wife is named Urena, and she's like, I'm gonna fight to the death with Tasha Yar. And they're like, no one's had a fight to the death on this planet in 200 years. And she's like, well, then we're due for a new one. And so they're gonna fight to the death. And Data comes down, and they're like looking at the weapons to like see if like, I don't know, we can learn stuff. And they're like, everyone's got poison on them. You're going to die. Or you're going to have to kill her, and you don't really want to kill people, so that's rough. And Troy is like, you probably are happy about the fight to the death thing because you feel you have kind of a crush on the African stereotype that is the leader of this planet. And she's like, oh yeah, I kind of do. I'm like a girl. And they're like, what? She's like, wait a minute, you tricked me to saying a stupid thing. Anyway, so they have like, they're going to do this fight to the death. They have these like built poles that are like, they make into this kind of sort of like a jungle gym, like with lots of poles. Kind of, so you could do pole dancing or fighting, whatever, and they're dancing around. I think Tasha Yar has a thing on her arm, like a round spiky metal thing. And she's like, one of the weapons accidentally gets loose and like kills a guy. So we know that they're deadly because the guy just like falls over and gets led away. Everybody's like fighting. Tasha Yar is clearly better at fighting than this Urena person, but she's like, I've trained for this, so don't think I'm gonna lose. So they have like a little bit of a fight. They have a fight one of the guys who's like not the husband, one of the aides or whatever, he's like, go Urena, go! Go Urena, go! P.S. I love you. And then Tasha Yar like stabs Urena with the poison weapon thing, and then like they beam back to the ship really quickly, and they bring her to sickbay because she's like dead, and they revive her using their like technology magically. So when the guy comes to, then they invite the leader back onto the ship, and they're like, hey, what's up? And he's like, it's a trick, she's alive. And he's like, no, she died. We have a recording of it. She was totally dead. We just brought her back. And she's like, yeah, and when I died, our marriage was null and void. So now you don't get any of my stuff. So she takes his necklace and she gives it to the other guy, the one that was like, I love you, Urena, good job fighting. So now this guy who kidnapped Tasha Yar doesn't have Tasha Yar, and he doesn't have any of his stuff, and he doesn't have his wife, and he sucks. And then they're like, oh, by the way, you can have all the vaccine you want. This was just for funsies. And that is the end of Code of Honor. Bye.